The Chicago Bulls are torching the East. After 9 huge wins followed by 4 straight losses, the Bulls have finally managed to bounce back as one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Even with multiple players out due to injuries and safety protocols, their team has been deep enough to still stay at the top. The Bulls are proving that they are more than just a deep playoff team, but a legitimate contender who can compete for a title in the NBA Finals. As of January 20th, the Bulls have a record of 28 wins and 15 losses, ranking them first in the East, ahead of other top teams like the Miami Heat and the Brooklyn Nets. This is especially impressive given how multiple players were out of the roster due to health protocols last December. There are teams who crumbled when they lost a chunk of their rotation players, but Bulls managed to survive and do well despite experiencing the same. During that time, their defense suffered, but their offense more than made up for it with a rating of 112.3, ranking them third in the league. Part of this success comes from the monster season the Bulls have been getting so far from their all-star forward DeMar DeRozan. So far, DeMar has been an absolute beast, averaging 25.7 points, 4.8 assists, and 5.2 rebounds, ranking him 8th in the NBA in scoring. He's proving his doubters wrong, especially when a lot of people criticize the Bulls for acquiring him during the offseason. DeRozan looks comfortable in the Bulls system, and his performance this season has been nothing short of exceptional. DeMar is at his best when he can share the scoring load with another star and doesn't have to worry about facilitating the offense, something he never really had throughout his NBA career. Just at his time back in Toronto, DeRozan had all-star Kyle Lowry, but Lowry doesn't draw the same type of gravity as the elite scorers he currently has on the Bulls, such as LaVine. Lowry's main role was to be a floor general, which helped him in setting up plays for DeRozan, but it wasn't enough to ease the defensive pressure. Even on the Spurs, DeRozan played as a facilitator. As the primary ball handler for the Spurs, DeRozan learned to play smart, but it also meant that he didn't get to shine as an elite scorer, which was his bread and butter. With an aging co-star in LaMarcus Aldridge at the time, DeRozan had to shoulder different responsibilities for a squad that had a lot of rising stars but didn't have a scorer and playmaker that was the same caliber as him. In short, DeRozan has always been on teams where he was the primary scorer, making it much easier for defenders to double-team him, knowing that his other teammates weren't huge scoring threats. With the Bulls, he doesn't have this problem anymore. He doesn't have to worry about facilitating their offense because he's playing with a solid point guard who can handle all the playmaking duties. Likewise, he also doesn't have to single-handedly carry the team because he's playing with other all-stars who can take defensive pressure off him. Let's remember, DeRozan is at his best when he's part of the offense instead of being the offense. His stellar performance this season has earned him a spot in the MVP race and has solidified his role as an elite scorer. Aside from DeRozan, Zach LaVine is also having one of the best seasons of his career, averaging 24.9 points, 4.2 assists, and 4.8 rebounds. Similar to DeRozan, LaVine used to be in a situation where he shouldered most of the scoring responsibilities, but that's no longer the case with him this year. Thankfully, LaVine has been able to stay relatively healthy, and he's proven that his game is more than just dunking. His offensive tool bag is deep, and he can get buckets from outside, from the mid-range, and of course, at the rim. He's been a fantastic shooter this season, draining 41% of his shots from downtown. The best part of his game is that he can be a threat even without the ball in his hands. His off-ball movement allows him to get a ton of open looks, which makes it even more difficult to defend him. He's comfortable in taking a catch-and-shoot three, and he's currently making 48.5% of them. In doing so, it's easier for his teammate to play with him since he can be a threat without the ball. The Bulls wouldn't be complete this season without their all-star big man, Nikola Vucevic. Vucevic can be physical down low, but he can also stretch the floor, shooting 33% from deep. His numbers have dipped a little, but that's normal when he has to share the ball with other scoring machines like DeRozan and LaVine. Plays like these late into the fourth quarter show just how valuable a stretch big can be. Check it out. DeMar drives in on an ISO play, drawing the whole team towards him before Nikola drains the clutch three in the corner. If you guys have made it this far, do consider dropping a like and subscribing to support our channel. Over 99% of viewers are currently not subscribed, and every person counts in growing this channel. With that being said, aside from their big three, it's really the Bulls' depth and their coach that has got them this far. This depth will be a crucial part in sustaining their dominance in the regular season and in reaching their championship aspiration, since this is how they manage to keep winning despite a depleted roster. Lonzo is out for at least 6 weeks, which is a huge blow for the Bulls, but before he got injured, he played a major role in facilitating their team's offense while playing excellent lockdown defense, averaging 1.8 steals per game. With Lonzo out, Kobe White has proven himself to be a beast and that he can be a reliable point guard when needed. During that span of Lonzo's absence, Kobe has managed to average 17.5 points, 5 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. His ability to provide an instant boost to the Bulls' offense has been huge. Let's not forget the Bulls finally got back Alex Caruso on January 19th, who helped the Bulls snap their 4-game losing streak. Even without Levine or Lonzo that game, Caruso stepped up and helped the Bulls get that much-needed win after their string of losses. Caruso is currently averaging a league high of 2 steals per game, and as one of the most elite perimeter defenders in the league, Caruso gives the Bulls a huge defensive advantage. Just check out how in the fourth quarter, Caruso pulls off this monster chase down block off the glass. He has all the intangibles of a basketball player and doesn't need to be in the spotlight in order to make his team better. Likewise, their rookie, Ayo Dosunmu, has been an absolute steal of the Bulls. After being drafted as the 38th pick in the second round, the Illinois product has shown that he's not like other rookies. His hustle and drive combined with his excellent defensive instincts have other teams scratching their heads and wondering why they didn't pick up this young man. Just look at how he can read situations like this to help convert easy points for the Bulls. He's also shown great off-ball movement, knowing exactly when to cut to the basket or to a wide-open jump shot. Take a look at how Ayo patiently waits for Tatum to take his eyes off him, and once he gets the opportunity, he immediately goes for a beautiful backdoor cut. Another great example is how he's able to recognize the double team on their big man and immediately cuts to the basket for an easy bucket. Aside from his scoring, he's shown off multiple instances where he is a phenomenal passer. On this drive, Ayo draws the help defense and recognizes it, so he does a beautiful feed in the paint for the cutting man. He then runs the exact same play, but this time feeds it to the big man with a nice bounce pass. Last but not least, check out this gorgeous pass to Bradley as he drives into the paint. Dosunmu has shown that he has a great sense for the game, and from what we've seen, he can blossom into a great player and be an important part of the Bulls' future. The Bulls' future is bright, and we have to give credit to Billy Donovan for paying attention to the quality of their defense, both individually and as a group. History tells us that most championship teams have elite-level defense, which goes to show that the Bulls are heading down the right path. Before this season started, there were a lot of doubts surrounding this team. DeMar DeRozan used to be criticized as not good enough. Zach LaVine was once called an empty stat scorer. Nikola Vucevic is often considered unproven. Lonzo Ball was labeled as a bust. And as a team, a lot of people still think that the Bulls are not legitimate contenders. But one by one, they are proving them wrong. Winning the championship isn't a guarantee, but the Bulls are showing us that they have what it takes to compete with the best teams in the league. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you loved it, as it would help us tremendously. What do you think of the Bulls so far? Let us know in the comments below.